good morning, St. Louis, and y'all have a blessed day.
Wake up, St. Louis. Have a great day.
Good morning, St. Louis. It's time for coffee.
Wake up, St. Louis.
Wake up, St. Louis.
All right, good morning. It is Wednesday, April 15th. I'm Pat McGonigal.
And I am Nicole Burley. No, Pat, it's tax day.
Kind of a
day
downer.
that can kind of bring people down, but it is so beautiful outside, Bree. You know, it's kind of hard to be upset when you have the sun shining, nice little breeze.
You know, maybe the breeze and the sunshine will help your tears evaporate as you send your $100 to old man, right? We actually are watching some moisture stream in out of the south, but I'll tell you what, I think today is going to be a mostly dry day for us. It's looking a little bit more vigorous on the first look weather radar than it actually is out there. None of this moisture is making it to the ground, except for folks on the extreme west side of Raleigh. You might be getting a few spritzes, a few sprinkles on the windshield. It's not going to amount to much, and it's not going to last very long. A few breaks in the cloud cover, too. We're talking about filtered sunshine today. That actually sets us up for a pretty nice day. Not too hot, not too cold. Mid-60s by the time we get into the afternoon. And as I said, a spot sprinkle or spritz is possible, but it's not going to ruin your day. And more importantly, I don't think it will ruin the ball game tonight. We've got that forecast coming up in just a minute. But for now, we've got Ryan Dean, Sir Traffic, on hand, getting you out the door this morning.
All right, thank you, Bree. If you're getting ready to head out the door this morning, things looking really, really good. Take a look at the map. Everything cruising along just fine. You can do the speed limit pretty much at every spot on the board. Again, looking great. Hey, if you're heading out and you see an issue, we want to hear that, okay? So make sure you become our 5 on your side traffic spotter. The number to call, 314-444-5195. We may even put you on the air. Let other folks know if there's an issue, because you know what? Nobody wants to be slowed down this morning. All right, back to you, Pat Nicole.
All right, thanks a lot, Ryan. Now, Dana Dean is here with some headlines to get you going this morning. Dana?
Well, let's start with 3 quick things to know before you head out the door. It is the Ides of March, April 15th, tax day. So if you haven't filed, get on it. The St. Louis City Board of Aldermen will vote on creating a civilian oversight review board for police. And fast food could be slow today. Workers across St. Louis and the nation will walk off the job to protest their hourly wages. And this is a story everyone's been checking out on KSDK.com. Rapper Nelly charged with felony drug possession. Tennessee state troopers pulled over his tour bus in Tennessee over the weekend. Troopers say they smelled marijuana, so they searched the bus. They say that's when they found methamphetamines, small amount of pot, drug paraphernalia, and several handguns. Nelly's publicist says none of it belonged to Nelly. There were several people on the bus, and they are sure Nelly will be cleared.
And what's interesting, Dan, I was reading that article that apparently that bus, the tour bus, didn't have the proper DOT sticker.
Like a sticker.
And then something called the International Fuel Tax Association, which I'd never heard of, but I Googled it. And apparently all those tour buses, they have to have that. And if they don't have it, they get pulled over.
Yes, they didn't have the proper tags. You know, the trooper pulled them over. Something smells familiar. Right. And before you know it.
Yeah. And then, yeah, they
there you go.
They smelled trouble, if you will.
Yes.
And then they found a whole lot more, but his lawyer says he will be cleared, so we'll just have to stand by and see. Thanks a lot, Dana. Also, a real morality tale this morning, some new video that proves show boating can really come back to haunt you. Check it out. This is a college track meet in Oregon. Now look at the guy in the lead from Oregon. He's urging the home crowd to cheer him on. And all of a sudden, Nicole, look what happens.
Yeah, right as he's celebrating, a runner from Washington surges right past him and wins the race. See, if you see it from that angle, yeah, you can see there the Oregon runner devastated. But look at that, check it out. Look who picked him up from the track. It was the guy who had just passed him and won the race, the guy from Washington.
That is so cool. I mean, I watched that a second time.
Great example of sportsmanship there.
The guy from Washington taught 2 lessons there. Finish the race.
Before you celebrate.
Be a good sport. If your opponent's devastated, lift them up.
I mean, I think you could look at the video a couple different ways. Because the Oregon guy was using the hand closest to the Washington guy, so maybe the Washington guy's like, he's cheering me on. Like, come on, man. Let's cross this thing together.
Maybe he's trying to swat me out of the way.
Like, oh, this is great. He's really rooting for me.
But that look on that guy's face from when he realized, I didn't know.
This guy came up.
It's one of those pearly gate moments when you show up and God's like, do you think that's how I planned that for you?
He won't forget.
No, unfortunately, no. So we have some important games in town.
Very important.
Birds taking on the Brewers game 2. We've got game 1 Stanley Cup tomorrow, and we have some moisture in the forecast, but I'll tell you, here's the good news. I do think all of our games will get in. So first, we got to get you out the door. You see some of that moisture on the First Alert Weather Radar, in particular in mid-Missouri. Still, most of it not making it to the ground. Few spritzes and sprinkles in Rolla, that's about it. And where we have that thicker cloud cover, that's where it's a little bit cooler too. Temperatures in the 50s when you look out to the west. We're 60s, even near 70 in some spots. And as Nicole said, it's actually really, really beautiful outside. This will be the theme for your afternoon, upper 60s with a chance for a spritz or a sprinkle. We can handle spritzes and sprinkles, right? And in particular, I think that means our ball game will get in just fine tonight. So if you are headed to Busch, a little cool, but you can leave the poncho behind. 65 for the first pitch, 59 as we head for the last few innings. We're going to talk Blues, we're going to talk weekend, and of course that 7-day forecast, that's all coming up in 5 minutes. For now, Ryan, tell me about those roads.
Uh-oh, did you hear that noise? The screeching in the tires? That means we have a traffic jam to tell you about right here on 44. You can see the backup. We've been asking for your phone calls, right? 314-444-5295. Well, guess what? Barb called me and told me about this backup. Take it away, Barb.
Hey Ryan, this is Barb, 44 in Arsenal, going eastbound. Just want to let you know that there's a big backup. Looks like there's a mattress in the road.
Yeah, and I actually can see the mattress right there, so make sure you try to avoid that area right now. Again, if you see something, let us know. Pat and Nicole will be back with a little bit.
All right, thank you, Ryan. It is now 1:07. Prepare yourself for adorable overload.
Yes, this little guy is ridiculously cute, and if we're lucky, he'll be making his home in St. Louis this summer. You have 2 minutes. Grab the kids because they are going to want to see this video. Coming right up.
Look at that face.
We should eat none, but Oh, talk about a great way to start your morning. Come to the TV, check this out.
This is the polar bear that could be coming to the St. Louis Zoo. Coley was rescued 2 years ago in Alaska. This is when he arrived at the Buffalo Zoo back in 2013. He's not so little anymore, though, because he's now topping out at more than 800 pounds. If the Fish and Wildlife Service signs off on the transfer, Coley will live in the new Arctic exhibit, Polar Bear Point, and let's hope it's a go because the zoo has a brand new exhibit, but right now, no polar bears. So hopefully,
we've been waiting.
That.
Yeah, because my one daughter, she loves penguins, so the polar bear construction kind of pushed the penguin thing, made it close for a while. So please, give this polar bear the green light.
That's just 800 pounds of love right there.
That's right.
You know?
Send Cully our way.
Have either of you been to the zoo lately and seen the status of the polar bear construction?
I ran past the zoo.
That's
last
right.
week.
So you were running full,
When I
man.
got lost.
I think the thing looks amazing.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's such a cool habitat, and the way that you sort of come right out of the penguins and you'll be right there.
I know.
Cool glass viewing, very similar to the Sea Lion Sound.
Yeah.
I love the zoo, man. And like you gave the best tip ever, winter is a great
That's the time to
right
go.
to the zoo.
You know, when you go and it's hot and it's crowded, the animals don't want to do anything.
No, they're real lethargic.
But polar bears, they're up for a party any time of the year.
That's what I hear.
They are.
You don't know that, but Pat likes to party with the polars. All right, so weather-wise, unfortunately, it is not winter anymore. It is spring. Our allergy numbers are literally off the charts. So if you're going to be out running, like Miss Nicole in the park, I hope you remember whatever allergy remedy gets you through it. I did ask on Facebook and Twitter, and someone told me whiskey on the weekends. I don't recommend that, especially if you're running, but if tree pollens are a problem for you, they are going to be a problem today. It's really off the chart. Oak, very, very high, so is mulberry. This will be the theme because we don't have much rain coming. Rain helps to clean the air out. We do have a good bit of cloud cover over the next couple days. Futurecast does show that. We're waiting on this storm system that's out west. This is really going to be our rain and thunderstorm maker, and thankfully when this low pressure system gets here this weekend, it doesn't look like it will bring us anything severe, but it does look like it's going to bring us a few rumbles of thunder for your weekend. It's only Wednesday, though. We're not to the weekend just yet. I showed you before, ball game looks great tonight. This is a look at your pep rally for the Blues tomorrow night. That starts a few hours before game time at 8:30. Low 70s, gentle breeze, perfection. 7-day all in all, it almost looks, I think, a little more doom and gloom than it really is, Ryan. We've got a chance to see a spritz and a sprinkle through Friday, but as I said, it's really not going to turn into a legitimate shower or a solid thunderstorm until we get Saturday, Sunday, and the best news is scattered. So no rain for our morning commute. Hopefully that means we've been A-OK this morning. No?
Well,
You're grimacing.
We have, that backup starting to happen now on our roadways. It's about that time, right, where folks are getting out. So we are seeing a little more red sensors here, especially 64, 270, also in Illinois as well. You're going to see a little bit of a backup when you make it over the Poplar, 52 miles per hour right now. If you see something, folks, let us know, 314-444-5225. What you have to do is basically when you park somewhere or on a hands-free device, call us, let us know. We can get you on the air, let other folks know what's going on. Remember, you were never more than 5 minutes away from weather and traffic. Pat, Nicole?
All right, thanks, Ryan. So, who is that mysterious woman in the sunglasses caught on the security camera?
Who could it be? Well, she is famous, but absolutely no one noticed her, and she's not very happy about it.
Dream about what life would be like when you finally hit your weight loss goal? Andy Mitchell lived that dream. She lost 100.
The last time you saw Crestwood Court, it probably looked like this. Pretty sad. But just an hour ago, the city of Crestwood put out a plan to tear down all the old stuff, make it brand new. We're talking apartments, entertainment, stores, community gardens. We'll get all the details today in a press conference, then stream that live on KSDK.com. Well, now that she's finally announced she's running for president, Hillary Clinton is on her way to Iowa, one of the early voting states.
And she's keeping a low profile on the way there. In fact, people at a fast food joint in Ohio didn't even recognize her. Check out this image from the security camera at a Chipotle near Toledo. That's the former Secretary of State in sunglasses ordering a chicken burrito bowl.
Yeah, and no one recognized her. In fact, the manager told reporters, though, that it wasn't true. The Chipotle manager insisted no one famous ever comes to their location, and it wasn't until later, when they looked at the security video, they realized that, yes, somebody famous has gone there, and it was actually Hillary Clinton, because that is her.
She was in the house.
Is she in a pantsuit?
And Bree, they gave the workers a hard time. But if you didn't see an entourage and Secret Service, a woman in glasses ordering a chicken burrito, why would you think it's Hillary?
And it's not right. Oh, it must be the Secretary of State. Clearly, that's what I'm anticipating for this Wednesday. Well, it's hard to tell from the picture too if she's looking at like her pocketbook or her wallet, or if she's looking at her phone. You know, so maybe she was kind of looking down. We've got the sunglasses. Smash, 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 smash. Pat McGonagall going, so funny. All right, weather-wise, let's talk about what's going on out there. Looking a little more dramatic than it actually is, because the rain that's trying to fall out of these clouds is evaporating before it hits the ground. Doesn't mean we don't have a good bit of cloud cover out there, so you want to think kind of a milky start to your day. But I'll tell you what, I think it's actually a pretty easy day weather-wise. Temperatures are very comfortable. We're seeing a little bit of light rain in the far western areas of Rolla. But that's about it, and that's not going to last very long. We do not expect rain to impact you during the morning or the afternoon. Futurecast shows we've got clouds around, but even temperatures into the low 70s this afternoon. A spritz, a sprinkle, but I think it'd be hard-pressed to actually get a downright rain shower. Certainly no thunder, certainly nothing active. So I think you'll get through the day pretty good here. Upper 60s as we head into the afternoon. And if you take a look at your school day forecast, we're talking, as I said, mid-60s across the area. Filtered sunshine. Pretty great day on the playground if you ask me. Rain chances don't increase until the weekend. Hopefully that doesn't ruin weekend plans. Ryan Dean, we've had a few bumps this morning. What's the latest?
All right, I think things are starting to smooth out. I got a tweet from Mike. Thank you very much. At 44,270, looking okay during your commute. Actually, that's a live camera right there showing that area. Not too many problems around the region. Just, you know, your average or your typical morning backups, but nothing big news as far as accidents. All right, so let's get to our weekly segment. You know what I'm talking about when I ask you about the worst traffic light in town. There's always one that just drives you mad and you want to bypass it, but you can't do anything about it. Well, Maggie says there's one in downtown.
Maggie's problem light is right next to Busch Stadium. Her issue is when you're on Clark trying to cross 9th Street. I checked it out, even started the timer. Then I waited and waited. Got hungry, waited some more. Finally, after 2 minutes, it turned green. Maggie feels this light could be much shorter. I took her concern to the city streets director to see if something could be done.
John, you're on Clark Street at 9th Street, very long light. What can be done?
Well, we've heard a lot of problems about that or complaints from residents here, but right now we simply can't do anything else. If we were to change that light, there'd be more backup along 9th, and that's something we really do not want at this point.
My advice, don't take this route if you're in a hurry, or pack a snack.
I've had 3 donuts today.
How's that donut there?
Oh, I'm telling you, sometimes you don't mind a traffic jam when you have donuts with you, but we couldn't fix that problem for you.
2 minutes.
Right, yeah, take a different route, but we want to hear your issues because sometimes, you know, we do get changes made.
Yeah.
So let us know. You can always find us on Twitter, hashtag #BeOn5. I will check it out, I promise.
All right.
Good stuff.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Right.
Well, we do want to say thank you to St. Louis for making us part of your morning.
Yeah, we know every family is different. We want to celebrate all of them. Here are the Beckers in Tower Grove.
The alarm clock goes off about 7 o'clock or so. First thing I normally do is come down the stairs and let the dog out. Come on, Prince. Come on. if the boys still aren't awake, I might sit back down, look at the phone a little bit, and I'll read emails to get caught up, see how my day is going to be, and kind of just hang out and really until the boys wake up. It could be anywhere from 7:30 to 8:30, depending on when they went to bed. Usually my wife and I both go down at the same time. Good morning. Go in and just kind of be silly with them. Who's awake? Sometimes when they hear us coming downstairs, I see those eyes. There you go. They'll pretend like they're asleep. Were you faking? If they wake up at 7:30, we'll go in, come down. Watch your heads, we're gonna get stuck. Make breakfast about 7:45. Oh no, we're stuck. Breakfast can be anything from, you guys want some yogurt? An omelet to O's to yogurt. It can be a hectic morning, but usually after we play with them for a little bit, get them fed, make lunches for my wife and I. Then it's about time for the nanny to come and go to work. Then I'll head out the door. Hey, I'm Will Becker from Tower Grove, and this is my morning.
Wow, busy mornings, busy mornings. Now, we've been asking you to show us what your morning is like, and Alyssa Jones says her daughter Cassidy only lets her dad fix her hair in the morning, so he gets up extra early Monday through Friday at their house in St. Peter's so she can look her best before he goes to work.
Oh, and we want to see how you are waking up. You can tweet us a photo with the hashtag #BeOn5 or post it on our Facebook page. Well, it is now 1:23, and you've heard of free-range chickens, right?
Yeah, now we're talking free-range parenting. That's next. Getting one couple in a whole lot of trouble, too.
Superpath is the...
La 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 la.
Few clouds, few raindrops trying to make it to the ground, but I'm telling you, I think your morning's going to be bone dry. Unless you're headed out to mid-Missouri, could get a few raindrops there. For the most part, we're just talking about kind of a milky day. Some clouds out there. Actually, perfect conditions, as I said, for the playground. Mid-60s, maybe even flirting with 70 degrees this afternoon. Ryan?
Life is a highway this morning. I have a scoop for you. Okay, I just got a tweet from Frank saying that 170 lighter traffic than normal. So how about that? Looking really good. So feel free to get on 170. Let's show you current speeds. 47, 58 as you're making your way downtown. 40 over the Poplar Street Bridge. Not too bad, not too shabby. We'll be back in a little bit with more traffic.
Every 5 minutes.
Ryan and I are new parents, so
Yes.
we're not exactly there yet for handing out advice. Let us get some sleep first. But first, let me tell you about what's happening right now near Washington, D.C. People are talking. For the second time in 4 months, police have picked up Danielle Maitiv's 6 and 10-year-old children. They were walking home alone from a park that's about a mile from their house. Maitiv and her husband say they believe in free-range parenting, which includes letting their children play and walk home alone to learn responsibility. Someone called police when they saw the kids walking alone, and this time they were taken to Child Protective Services. Police are trying to figure out if there will be any charges. The Maitivs say they might sue. Now, I'm not saying I agree or disagree, but at one time, kids were roaming the streets like buffalo.
Exactly. No, that's true.
I know it is true. Because I think, when I heard about the story, I thought, well, back in my childhood, all the way back. But I don't know, maybe, I think it's the age.
Yeah,
4 and
it's
6,
the age, but and I think, there's maybe a boundary. I mean, I think it was a different time. Parents are more protective now, but it's one thing to say, take the 8 train. You're on your own. I mean, maybe letting down some of the protective barriers.
I guess I would be interested to hear from the parents, even the fact that they choose to call it, quote, free-range parenting.
Like, what's with the label?
Yeah, I was like, my mom and dad let me walk home from school when I was in 3rd grade. It was, I think, probably a mile, maybe a little less, but they didn't call it free-range.
Right, they just called it walking home from school.
And now, just come home.
Well, and
when
I think
school's out.
Yeah, it is a good debate. It really is.
So many labels. It's like, can't we just all just be parents?
That's
take care of our kids.
Yeah. Here. All right, Dana. I agree. That was one of the hottest stories. We have been tracking all of the top stories. A lot of times people are interested in what the top stories are. So we use a service you're looking at right now. It's called Chartbeat. It lets us know which stories people are clicking on the most and which ones are shooting to the top of the charts like a bullet. You can see that Seattle CEO who gave all his employees a big raise. That one's the mother of 4, very sad story. She died at the marathon. And there is that CEO, Nicole.
Yeah, that's right. His name is Dan Price. He runs Gravity Payments in Seattle. He plans to cut his own pay from $1 million down to $70,000 per year to make sure every single employee makes at least $70,000 a year as well. So we made the story very easy for you to find. It's right in the top news section of KSDK.com. That's a great guy right there.
It is a cool story. All right, well, take me out to the ball game and let me in the stadium already.
We want you to miss a second of the game, and we're going to help next.
All this time I was finding myself.
Welcome back. The Cardinals play their second home game of the season later tonight at Busch Stadium, but everybody's still talking about that home opener.
That's right. And Ryan Dean is here. You say fans having a tough time getting into the ballpark, right?
Yes, people had a really tough time getting in. New MLB rules require every stadium to have a metal detector, or several metal detectors, I should say. Let me show you the lines at the home opener. More than 20,000 people were stuck in security lines during the opening day ceremonies. We want to make sure you don't miss a minute of the game, so I went out to the stadium this morning and took this picture. It's everything you need to know. Your cell phone, camera, keys. You'll need to have those ready to take out and put in the basket. But this is not the airport, people, so you can leave on your shoes and belts. The Cardinals say the metal detectors are here to stay, and fans just need to get used to it. You know how things, when it's new, the employees struggle, the fans struggle, so hopefully... And
that was a big struggle.
And the Cardinals struggle as well.
Cardinals struggle.
This is a big struggle at the stadium.
But it's true. A lot of people who go to the home opener, they miss the Clydesdales going around. It's a big deal. We talked to a couple of viewers. You sent in your feelings about it. Let's take a look at those.
Yeah, I waited my whole life to see the Clydesdales in person. I mean, my whole life. And then I'm there plenty of time, and they put me through the metal detector. I missed the Clydesdale. I hope you feel good about yourself, Cardinals, because I hurt all over.
Go. This is my first opening day, and I cannot believe how long it took to get in the building. I missed the Clydesdales. I can't believe it.
Raw emotion.
Yeah.
Some people really
Some
upset.
fans there.
I mean, I actually know Frank, and we hugged.
Yeah.
There were a few tears.
He's better now?
He worked it through. But you know, with game
no
2 tonight,
Clydesdale, but he got a brie.
Yeah, he got a hug. You know,
even better.
Cool.
Yeah,
He pretended this was the blonde lock of the pony. But, you know, with game 2 tonight, it goes without saying, give yourself some extra time, right? Especially if there's a must-see that perhaps you haven't ever seen before, like those beautiful ponies. You want to get up in there and make sure you've got the time to see those beauties.
Yeah.
So weather-wise, I think the game will be good. So maybe a little extra time, a little patience, a little good baseball spirit, just in case it is taking a little long to get through the lines. Maybe you can make a friend. If you see Frank, show him your picture of Clydesdales. That might help him get over it. Weather-wise, the game will get in. You might get a spritz or a sprinkle. You don't need a poncho. Grab that rally towel. Let's cheer on our birds and bring home a W.
That's
right. Here.
It's time for the first one.
Oh, it's that time. You know, everybody getting on the road, so we are starting to see some backups. Here is a map that gives you an idea of just the clogs we are dealing with. Remember, you were never more than 5 minutes away on Today in St. Louis from weather and traffic. Here's a few cameras before we go. You can see that back up there. Avoid 64 and 270. Always a mess this time, and today is no different.
All right. Thank you, Ryan. Well, that does it for Today in St. Louis. The Today Show is next.
We'll see you back here at 7:26. Have a fantastic Wednesday.